Welcome to the On Deck podcast presented by LineStar. I'm Shannon Sommerville here with Tyler Wiemann, ready to break down your daily fantasy baseball slate. We'll also have some prop bets for you and our home run calls. 3 weeks from today, the regular season is over. Will Judge do it? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Aaron Judge hit 56 and 57 yesterday. Count it.
Book it.
You texted me yesterday after 56
Yep.
and said, is he going to do it? And I said, yep, sure enough. And inning later, hits number 57. Now, the question this poses to everyone and every baseball fan is, here it is, who should win the AL MVP, Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani?
It is a really interesting question here. Both players are doing things nobody has ever done. If he breaks the record and has a WAR of 10, nobody's ever done that. Ohtani, on the other side, 30 home runs, over 10 wins, ton of strikeouts. Like, this is insane.
Aaron Judge also in the conversation for the Triple Crown as well. He's 310 average, ranks fourth, and he's leading in RBI as well in home runs.
Yeah, there's no way he gets the average, though. 10
He's
points.
fourth.
10 points behind this late in the season with 3 other guys ahead of him will be very hard. Because he needs 3 guys to fail, essentially, and him crush it to have a chance.
Nonetheless, still goes to show you just how epic of a season this was for Aaron Judge. Now, back to the argument we were making earlier about is it Shohei,
Who
is
you
it
got?
Aaron Judge? After careful consideration, all rise. I got Aaron Judge in this one, but it is really close. I think the main factor for me is how he has taken this Yankees team and essentially carried them what looks like they will make it into the postseason. Yankees, as a team, in the second half, 227 average, 386 slugging, 693 OPS. That's with Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
They've been awful. Aaron Judge, meanwhile, look at his numbers. 363 average, 836 slugging, 1336 OPS.
Yes.
So the Yankees without him, I mean, what does that team look like without him? And I think his WAR, which is,
It's at,
I believe,
like
at
9
like
right
9
now.
or
Yeah.
10.
It's at 9. They project it to get to 10, which I think only 3 other players have ever done that.
Which is pretty. So that is the one, I guess, piece of information that makes me decide Aaron Judge. However, Shohei Ohtani.
Nobody's done what he's.
In fact, CC Sabathia came out and said he would vote for Shohei Ohtani. He said he's the best player to ever play baseball.
Yes.
He's the MVP every year he's healthy. He continues to get better as a pitcher. You have to give him the MVP. To his point, he ranks 29th in average, 5th in RBI, and 2nd in home run.
It's insane.
As a pitcher, he ranks 6th in ERA, has the highest strikeout per 9 rate among all starters, minimum 70 innings pitched, and 12 strikeouts per 9. That's 8th. He has the 8th most strikeouts in all of baseball. Just pretty incredible.
What he is doing is astonishing. If it wasn't for the Angels just being terrible,
right?
Like, I would say he's a runaway winner. The only reason people can have Judge higher is the Yankees are good.
Right. So Shohei hitting more than 50% better than the average major league hitter, and he's pitching more than 50% better than the average major league pitcher. I'm just glad I'm not a voter in this situation.
I don't think you like my answer.
Which is Shohei?
I'm sticking with Shohei.
I don't hate it. I love Shohei. You know what? He is CC Sabathia acknowledges he's the best player in the game. Although I just think what Aaron Judge is putting together this season, Both of them are
absolutely, both of them are incredible. That's why this is such a fun debate.
Right.
Is because I don't think there's a wrong side.
No.
The only way there's a wrong side, I think, is if one person is like 100%, he is the MVP. X person, either Shohei or Aaron Judge. I don't think there is one guy that is 100%. It has to be him.
Right. Who do you think will win? Now that we've had the I'm on Aaron Judge's team in this one. A little biased to my Yankees, though.
I think the New York media will win. And so it'll be Aaron Judge.
I do think a lot of times with the MVP voting, we do see fatigue for certain players. If they've won it already, it's, okay, who's another guy that we can put in there just to see a different face? Because you look at players in the past who should have won it, 8 times, but they didn't.
Yes.
Like Barry Bonds. Like, there's a lot of players that should have won it a considerable amount more than they did. NBA, same
Jordan should have won it a lot more.
Right.
LeBron should win it more. Kobe probably should have won it more.
There's that human element to the voting that
totally. And now both of these players are likable.
Yes.
Which adds into like not wanting to pick one of them. Like, can we do a co-MVP? Can we just have both of them?
Right. So that's the debate that we're keeping an eye on as we head into the final stretch of the season. Another thing we're keeping an eye on is that the Dodgers clinched the NL West title.
Fast forward. Next story.
Well, the Cubs are going for the sweep of the first place Mets. Yesterday, I was talking about how the Mets were such heavy favorites, the biggest favorite yesterday. And the Cubbies, the road underdogs, delivered, which was very surprising considering DeGrom was on the hill in that one.
Yeah, you know what happens, and I appreciate you fast forwarding through those Dodgers talks.
Yeah.
My dad has told me that he will donate a Dodger bobblehead to our background.
If they win the
No, he just he says there needs to be some Dodgers behind there, and
some Dodger blue.
Yeah.
I know. Well, we got some Yankees and Padres, so we got to even it out a little bit.
Yeah. So we need some Boston up there too, then?
No, definitely not.
Oh, okay. I see how this goes. It's okay when it's Dodgers.
Speaking of Boston, let's take a look at the AL wild card race.
They're not
Boston's not in it, but the Blue Jays are. Blue Jays are half a game up on both the Rays and the Mariners. Man, this is going to get fun as we head into the final 3 weeks of the season.
It really is.
Who do you see as coming away with that wild card spot?
I mean, the NL race is going to be fun as well. Mm-hmm. But
from those 3 teams, do you think there's one that stands out to you as they'll probably get it? At this point, I can't.
I think the Mariners have the easiest path. I think the Rays and the Blue Jays beat each other up a little bit as far as that division. So the Mariners have the clear path.
Mm-hmm. I like the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays are good, though.
From the beginning, they were kind of my World Series pick.
Yeah.
Heading into this season. They didn't really come out very strong, but as long as they finish strong and punch their ticket, they would be a tough team to face in October. True. Let's take a look at some weather notes for today for our daily fantasy slate. We've got winds blowing out at Fenway Park to right, 10 miles an hour. And in Minnesota, winds in from center, 10 to 15 miles an hour. So not a lot of rain in the forecast. That's a good thing. We've had a lot recently, it feels like. If you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe and comment below. Let us know who you're taking today in Daily Fantasy. Also, if you're not already, sign up for our notifications to find out when we're coming out with videos. We've got a lot coming out this week for our prop bets. And heading into NFL weekend, we'll get you squared away. Now it's time for our Daily Fantasy Chalk Report. First, we're going to take a look at the pitchers and tell you where we expect the field to be headed in our high-owned pitchers. First, we're looking at Mets lefty David Peterson going up against the Cubs Projected ownership is 43% on DraftKings, 42% on FanDuel. So some sizable ownership for David Peterson, 3.47 ERA, 2.38 opponent average. He is coming off a pretty rough outing, though, against the Marlins. He gave up 3 earned runs in 3 2/3, although he still managed to rack up 7 strikeouts in that one. Now, he's given up at least 3 runs in 3 of his last 4 starts. What do you expect from him today versus the Cubs, who surprised us yesterday?
They sure did. He's been really good lately, 2.3 FIP over his last 5 starts. But there's a big but here. His StatCast data has not been good. He's allowing 37.5% hard contact, very little soft contact. One thing he does have going for him is that K rate you talked about, 26%. Or 27%. The combined K rate's 26%. We also do have the winds blowing out. Weather is pretty warm. Cubs aren't good versus lefties, but it's really hard for me to follow ownership when it's this high on a guy that has been this inconsistent.
Yeah, especially that is some high ownership numbers there is what we're projecting for them. And yesterday against DeGrom, who was, I'm guessing, extremely high owned.
He was crazy high owned. Now, obviously, I mean, he's not DeGrom, but you can't factor that into to play him or not today because that's just tilting.
Yeah, but overcompensation.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a decent pitcher. Cubs aren't a great offense, especially against lefties. I just don't know if I can follow the field here. It's likely he does give up, 2-3 runs at least. It really depends on how many strikeouts he gets.
Yeah. Brewers righty Corbin Burnes is going up against the Cardinals. 40% ownership on DraftKings, 35 projected on FanDuel. He has done well against the Cardinals this season. Really in 3 games, 21 innings pitched, has only given up 1 earned run with 26 strikeouts. That's an average of over 8 strikeouts a game. So he's kind of got the cards, even though the Cardinals, we know, are a great offense and can always seem to put up runs. Do you expect Corbin Burnes to have success against them again today?
I mean, he is a stud. It is a very good offense, though. I don't know if he can do it 4 times in a row versus this offense, but he does have great history. 120 plate attempts, 212 average, 31% K rate. Now, he is coming off a rough period. He had 1 really good last start out. Before that, that's when we were kind of picking on him. Is he back to being Corbin Burnes? Is he still kind of trying to figure it out again? We're not totally sure. My worry here is we have the combined K rate at only 20%. Over the last month, he's allowed 40% fly balls, a ton of barreled balls. So it does cause some apprehension. However, the last start gave me some confidence that we could go back to him now. It's a tough matchup. Seems
like a risky play given the ownership is as high on him, or we expect it to be as high as that.
It is a little bit risky. I mean, he is by far the best pitcher on this slate, though. So I understand why ownership is there. The pitching on this slate, you can, fault almost every single guy for something. So got to pick your battles.
How about Twins righty Sonny Gray? His battle is against the Royals today. 30% is what we're projecting on DraftKings, 10% on FanDuel. Now, he's done well against the Royals. In 2 games over 12 innings, he's held them to just 5 hits, 1 earned run, 16 strikeouts. Where do you rank Sonny Gray in terms of our options for today among the high-owned guys?
I have a big worry with him. The fact that he is averaging 78 pitches over his last 5 starts is a little worrying. It takes away his upside. And if he is, on DraftKings at 30% owned, I'm highly questioning playing him. On 10% on FanDuel, that's fine. Poor KC lineup, 25% combined K rate, really good StatCast data. So there is a lot to like about the matchup.
Right.
My big worry here is the pitch count. They haven't been letting him go deep into games. And that's the risk you're taking with him, is you don't know if he really has that true upside.
So those are our high-owned pitchers for today. Now let's take a look at some low-owned pitchers, maybe find a little bit more value. The first guy we're going to look at is Blue Jays righty Ross Stripling. He's going up against the Rays today. So low ownership projection here, just 2% on both FanDuel and DraftKings. He's got a 3.3 ERA, 2.23 opponent average, solid numbers against the Rays. Now this is an AL East battle now.
Yeah.
So
big game.
What do you make of Ross Stripling for today from a daily fantasy perspective?
Stripling has been great lately. Low threes FIP, 27% K rate over his last 5. Great StatCast data. I really don't mind taking a flyer on him at this low ownership. He's not that expensive of a pitcher. The Rays, we've talked about them as far as an offense throughout the year, is they're kind of hit or miss. They're either on or totally off. So I like taking some shots with him.
Cardinals righty Adam Wainwright going up against the Brewers, 14% on DraftKings, 3% for FanDuel, 3.3 ERA, 2.52 opponent average. And this game is at home. I know that's one of your commandments of daily fantasy baseball, right?
Death taxes and play Wayno at home.
There you have it.
Just things you got to do. He's just a way different pitcher at home. He strikes out more than one more batter per 9 at home. Full point lower ERA at home. And over his last 5 starts, he's been good. 2.5 FIP. Some of the ERA doesn't show that, but he's pitched very well. Decent StatCast data, averages 34% more fantasy points at home. Milwaukee's not the easiest matchup, but it's also not a super hard one. So I like the play. Game total super low in it. I think you can go there.
Guy likes the comforts of home.
He sure does.
Now let's take a look at our team stacks for today. We'll first take a look at where we think the field is headed in our high-owned team stacks for today. First, we're looking at the Yankees going up against Red Sox righty Brian Bello. He's got a 5.79 ERA and a 3.04 average, facing a Yankees team that's starting to find that offense once again. Do you like the Yankees today? What do we think? We watch out
you
for
might not be that happy with me.
58 for Judge today.
Bello has not yet allowed a home run.
I saw that because I wanted to go Aaron Judge for my home run call, and then I saw, oh, this guy doesn't give up any home runs.
So you said his ERA is high, but this is a very high-end prospect, and he seems to be finding his footing in the major leagues. 2.28 FIP over his last 5, 26% K rate, really good StatCast data. This is not the easy matchup that it looks like on paper for the Yankees. He hasn't allowed a home run. He's slightly better versus righties, slightly better at home. I think I don't know if I'd be following the field here.
Oh, you're fading the Yanks to your own peril.
And with that, if you want to get a little crazy and the Yankees are high-owned, Bello could be a decent leverage pitcher. I thought about putting him in the low-owned, held off, but I do want to bring him up. There's a lot of reasons to like him. Yankees strike out a lot, too.
Can't argue with that. How about the Dodgers? Another team pretty good at hitting. Going up against the D-backs righty Zach Davies, the ghoster. We haven't talked about him in a while.
Yeah,
he's got a
4.09.
There's a 4.09 ERA, 2.39 opponent average. Last game got absolutely torched at Coors Field. He has not fared well this season against the Dodgers. 13 and a third innings against them, has given up 11 earned runs.
Yeah.
You going with the Dodgers today? Were they maybe out partying a little bit after their clinching?
They
could be a little hungover today.
They clinched so early in the season, I doubt they even care. It's crazy. I actually last night sent a text to my friends after they clinched, just going it hurts. It's so early in September, and they've clinched.
Still 3 weeks left.
Yes. But Dodgers have crushed Davies. like pretty much every pitcher. I know Dave Roberts said something. This is like by far the best offensive team he's had. And I would keep going back to him, especially in this. Davies over the last month, 39% hard contact, bottom 5 pitcher in barrel balls allowed. Gotta like the Dodgers.
They're just so consistent.
Yep, sure are.
Man. It's painful for me as well as a Yankees fan, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe not as much as a Padres fan, but yeah, and their run differential,
It's insane.
It's just
they're
crazy.
A very good team. It'll be interesting though to see how their pitching holds up.
Yeah, when you're in the postseason, that pitching.
Yeah, without Buehler, Urias good, Kershaw's good, Gonsolin's been really good, but we've been talking that regression should be coming for him for a while.
Like
so
all season.
We'll see. Yeah, half the season at least.
Let's take a look at some low-owned team stacks for today. First team we're looking at is the Orioles. They're going up against Nationals lefty Patrick Corbin, who we pick on quite a bit on this show. Corbin hasn't been stellar this season, and the Nationals bullpen also subpar. So Orioles bats could be a good decision for today.
I would not be surprised if we've talked about Corbin in some way in every single start of his this year.
I'm sure you have.
Right.
And I think we'll be talking about him once again in our home run calls.
Yeah. It's just that he's pretty much a gas can now. Occasionally could have a good game. The one warning I will say is that his good games do come at home, which this game is at home. And Baltimore won't be low owned, but I do need to bring them up. They just are going to be a little bit less owned than the Dodgers, the Yankees. Corbin, the Baltimore versus Corbin, they're hitting 420. He's a bad pitcher. It's a good offense. Really good spot for righties. You get past Corbin, you have a bad bullpen. I think there's a lot to like about Baltimore.
How about the Rangers going up against A's lefty JP Sears, who is coming off a real rough outing where the White Sox knocked him out of the game early. Gave up 6 earned runs, including 3 bombs and 2 innings pitched. What do you think?
Yeah. Rangers versus lefties. They've been crushing lefties lately. Sears hasn't been good. Sears giving up 39% hard contact lately. Very high barrel balls allowed. Really high average exit velocity. I really like this spot for the Rangers. The offense has been good lately, especially versus lefties. And you get into the bullpen, and it's not much better than Sears. So I like it.
All right. Remember, all of that information that we just talked about is available on the LineStar app. Make sure you check it out, linestarapp.com. Right now, everything you need to dominate in daily fantasy and also your prop bets as well. We have a new tool called Props Edge that will help you dominate the props game. It's a great tool. Tyler and I use it for our weekly props show for NFL, where we pick out the 5 best props on both Underdog and PrizePicks. Speaking of which, if you don't already have Underdog or PrizePicks, check out the links below on PrizePicks and Underdog. If you use our promo codes that are listed below, you can get up to $100 of your deposit match. So check that out. Also check out our Props Edge shows later this week for NFL action. But remember, linestarapp.com. Price is $29.99 per month. Again, we did add that Props Edge tool that is so helpful for placing those props. Now let's take a look at our home run calls of the day. Tyler, where are you headed for a home run today?
I got a value bomb today.
Ooh.
He is 2,200 on DraftKings. We are going Josh Jung versus Sears, who's allowing 39% hard contact. 9% of his plate appearances versus righties are going for a home run, and Jung has crushed lefties. In the minors, he's slugging at 700. He's going to hit a home run today.
I am going with Orioles' Ryan Mountcastle. He's going up against Nationals lefty Patrick Corbin, who has the 8th highest home run per 9 rate in all of baseball. Combine that with the fact that the Nationals bullpen has the 4th highest home run per 9 rate in all of baseball. Now, Mountcastle does much better against lefties, and he's also been heating up recently, hitting the best he has all season. 4 home runs in the past 15 days. Give me a Mont Castle missile, baby.
Oh, I like it.
Like that one?
I do.
Love alliteration on this show. Now it's time for our prop bets of the day. Remember to play along with our prop bets contest on YouTube. All you have to do is make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment below. You can comment anything. Now, if Tyler and I both hit our props, one lucky commenter will win $60. Now, yesterday we were 0 for 2. It was very disappointing. I had a minus 195 prop that didn't hit. So we're going after it today. And our props are available on the Underdog Fantasy app. If you don't already have it, link is below to that. Use promo code LineStar, and new users who deposit at least $10 can get up to $100 of your deposit matched. Check it out below. Now, prop bets time. Tyler, where are you headed?
This one hurts me.
Okay.
Crying inside as I say it. Mike Clevinger under 4.5 Ks. Clev has just been awful lately. 6.5 FIP, 15% K rate with terrible StatCast data. And I mean really bad StatCast data. He is averaging 38% less fantasy points win away, which that's a big reason because his K numbers are down. And he has not had more than 5 or more Ks in the last 7 starts. We're going the under 4.5.
Sometimes you got to bet with your head
Sorry.
and not your heart. So good for you for being able to do that.
It hurts.
I'm going with a hitter prop here today. Patrick Wisdom over 0.5 hits. Now,
You're so wise.
So wise to be doing that. Now, he has been cold at the dish lately. 179 the past month. And he is going up against Mets lefty David Peterson, who's a good pitcher. However, Wisdom does much better against lefties. In fact, his OPS is almost 200 points higher versus lefties than it is against righties. So I'll take my chances on Patrick Wisdom today to get a hit.
I like it.
Why not?
Let's hit him.
Let's go for it. If you don't already, again, those are on Underdog Fantasy. Link is below to that. In the comments, let us know who you think should win AL MVP, Shohei or the Judge.
Tell me why it's Shohei.
Yeah, we want to hear from you. I'm very curious about everyone's opinion on that, so please comment below. Let us know. Is it Judge or is it Ohtani?
Considering that Judge just had a 2-home run game, I think there's going to be a heavy bias towards Judge.
Judge. Although I love Shohei too.
Like,
so
if I asked you yesterday before his 2-home run game, I bet you would have said Shohei.
I think right now I have Judge and your team Ohtani. Correct?
Yep.
Let us know
Nailed
what you
it.
think. There is a right answer in this. Think carefully before you comment.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding.
Was that a threat? Was that a
I'm
threat?
not threatening our commenters,
Oh,
I promise.
wow.
Thanks for watching, guys. Good luck to you in daily fantasy and your prop bets. We will see you guys tomorrow.
Shohei for MVP. I'll see you guys later.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.